YouTube chatters banished to the Shadow Realm. What's this premiere thing? Is this your montage?
Yeah, this is the act highlights.
I see. Okay.
This one, I'm excited to share. I'm excited to share.
It's been out for a while and you just had it pre-scheduled, huh?
Yeah, I didn't, I don't know. For some reason, I just thought I was like done for the act when it came to like hitting anything crazy. But act highlight, uh, yeah, the next few days, I just hit some of the most insane clips ever. But I'm just gonna save them for the next video now.
Gotcha.
But
That'll be fun. What's up,
it's
Babasoos?
cool to see the standard has gone up. Like even just in one act, the difference between this like highlights and the last one is ridiculous.
For the clips, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I never hit clips. I don't have clips like you. Let's see though. Last time we covered so Abyss was what? 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? Let's see, we did Haven and then Ascent and then Abyss. What?
When we did my Abyss last, I was at like a 15% win rate,
Okay.
and we got it up to like it's up to like a 55 now. So we obviously like we solved a lot of problems on there, but it's still like one of my top 3 worst maps.
Top three. That's the way to word it, huh? Top three worst.
Yep, top 3 worst. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Look at that win rate on Club though. Look at that. It's nice.
it's coming along.
Actually higher than our Jet win rate with more games, but a lower KD. And kind of crazy. 1.21 on the Jet, but then 1.02. I guess it also kind of makes sense that we're going into harder lobbies. The KD will naturally go
Yeah,
down.
SN2 versus Immortal 2.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Refresh myself. Last time we talked about Abyss, what did we do? Give yourself role of the trader. So that was referencing how quick we were scaling on the site. Oh yeah, that's the next point here. Slow down scaling. Site trying to go danger. Contacting space, that was the main thing. Defense. Don't give enemy team respect. Contesting mid. Doing smokes to counter the mid take. This is where we would back up into that heaven ramp angle, I believe. Instead of taking the mid
Yes.
fight. And then we were just basically stuck in that B-Link area. And then mid-round, don't be afraid to swing to get info or jump spot instead of passively holding angle. I don't remember the exact scenario of that, but that's just a good thing to follow. Let's get this down for the new map. It'll be our third time looking at Abyss, but the second time for Clove. Let's see, let's go ahead and hop into I'm close A main
You want to
already.
lob a shock dart? I'll lob a decay.
Hold detail combo off rip. I will say I'm not the best. I'm not a huge fan of the util dump on pistol because you don't have that much util anyways. But what the fuck?
Coming B.
Quick
I'm looking
rotate.
mid.
So you could technically flank there if you see nothing. Like you're investing 2 pieces of util off round start. They're not there. You can try to take the space, right? But quick rotating is not bad. But this is kind of why I don't like early investing util because now you rotate, you literally only have one smoke. So on pistol run, I tend to go for more like fast rotate or just AFK on like play site anchor. So then I can use my util for the site hit. But
Makes sense.
like I
Makes
said,
sense.
it's not bad, but
We have
something to
midfield.
consider. Because if they are there, then it's just money, right?
Go back
Yeah,
side.
I've just been
Main,
destroyed by it so many times as well. Like I'll just run up B main or something, and there's just
right.
I don't know, decay, nade, shock dart, everything coming in.
It's definitely nice when you get the value. Let's talk about this
I'm looking
really
mid.
quick.
We have a trip.
So we rotate like this. Why don't we rotate through vent? Are you familiar with the vent rotate? I feel like this is something we might have talked about, but I forget.
There was a fair while. Well, I don't think we spoke about it. There's some games where I do it, but I just started naturally going through mid just to take the
Safer route,
yeah,
potentially.
yeah, slightly safer.
What's the
And
benefit
I
of
guess
going vent?
it's just more speed, and you can flank way faster if you want to.
Okay. And there's another hidden benefit. You open this door, you clear the lurker spot. Okay.
Gotcha.
So when you typically rotate here, da 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 da, this guy could always be here. And then now he runs past you, either get caught or he walks up behind you. But if you rotate vents, no liquor position unless they're all the way back here, which you could die to, that is true. But you do get to clear this. So all of the benefits that you said, true and really important as well. Faster rotate, you also quicker on the flank. Another thing with cloves specifically is this rotate will allow you to smoke main from safety. Whereas if you rotate from here, if you wanted to smoke B safely, you can't. You can't reach main, but you can smoke mid site. So
I see.
before you
Yeah, I didn't
expose
consider
here,
that.
you would do the mid site smoke from here, and then you would peek. And then if you want to do your second smoke, now you can smoke main. But if you want the main smoke from safety, you would have to do it from vent. So just a little tidbit that I discovered the other day. That'd be good to share.
Yeah, of course. I didn't even consider the lurker spot, to be honest. It feels like death though if he is there, because he hears one door break, and he's aiming at me, and
You think he's
he
aiming
can
at you?
be in. If he hears the first door break, and then he'd probably back up, and then it could be one of three
Gotcha.
elevations.
Gotcha.
When I can only be one.
So
It's a very unfavorable fight.
Yep. So this only happens because we're starting here. But a lot of players, specifically support agents, will start A heaven and the round start will buy like literally barrier drops, break vent. Like that's the starting position for a lot of players. It doesn't have to be a clove starting position, but it is really good on clove. I see it out of Sova, I see it out of Gecko. You just start the round by breaking vent and you're here. And then if they do end up going A, pretend like I'm Sova, I would just rotate back, like here, then I would dart. But in Clove's case, you could literally just rotate back, drop your smoke, and then decay. Maybe do your mid-sight smoke at the same time, right? So it's just, what am I saying? This is a good way to start the round because it allows you to play a rotator position. Like it's a really good fast rotate position.
Yep.
So, but yeah, you are right. If you do break the first vent, then this guy could be here. But you could just break the vent from here and then fight, or you could just literally barrel stuff your face here and then break it and then go out. Like run and gun the door, come out. There are ways to.
It's just not as horrible as I thought. Yeah.
It's not great, right? But yeah, you could do stuff with it. Niall says, since Zasko doesn't like verticality, would it not make more sense for him to rotate through Link instead of Heaven? You don't want to rotate in a way that avoids bad fights all the time. Because if you play in that way, then you'll see people just rotate spawn. If you take it to the extreme. But I do see why you would say that. It's like he's referencing your split video. You were playing in a certain spots to leverage your angles, so.
Yeah. I think in this case it's just worth it if they're hitting B to rotate through mid, get the speed in, get there for the side flood. Yeah,
the speed's great. Also, like on this map, there's not really great trips that you can do for the mid flank, right? Like unless they do it after barrier drops. So like the Cypher will have to go here. Like you're familiar, you played Cypher for a little bit, so
yeah,
it's kind of annoying for the B flank sometimes. What's up Altero, what's up Underlayer, what's up June? Let's keep going. So the rotate, one thing to consider. Going vent. That's summarized in a nutshell.
yes, okay.
And then if you look, your Sova actually rotated vent. I didn't even catch that. But the Sova was one of the players that did the shock dart with you, right? So you guys could have double rotated vent. Would have been nice.
Yeah. I see.
Now look, he's in front of you.
Go backside.
Yeah, way faster.
Yeah, no, he's here. Wow, he did a dart for that. What the fuck, that worked? Wait, this guy's a god. Hold on, I gotta see that. He threw his dart from bottom heaven. Look at that. Bounce off the wall. Lands on double bounce. Wow. Lands on this. Got this scan here. Triple scan. Look at that. Wow. Going after. Go out. No kills. Hold main. Nice. It's actually winnable.
3-0-3-0-3. Both.
Yeah. NT. Good round. Let's talk about a couple things. Number one. We did main smoke. Let's just make a thought experiment, okay? When is this smoke better than the mid-side smoke?
When bombs down and they're already posted up everywhere.
Okay. Any other examples come to mind?
The initial flood.
Okay. Initial flood.
Like as in they're pushing out, they're not fully out yet. They're running up main, and I want to hold it from heaven.
Okay. When is the mid-site smoke better than the main smoke?
When we have no one on site, and I'm like not even peeking heaven yet, and they're just like flooding out, and say I've got someone ready to push out link.
Okay, I think that makes sense. As long as you have an understanding between the difference in the smokes, because I know that's something we talked about on Haven, the difference in the short smoke. So I just wanted to get your thought process on these. I don't have a good answer, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if you had, yeah.
But like if I were to try to make one, I would say I prefer the mid smoke. I would say 80% of the time, just because most people can get through the first smoke, but they can't get through the second smoke, and it also allows you to kind of go back and forth. So I would bias doing the mid-side smoke here. The only time I would bias doing the deep smoke is kind of what you're saying for the initial hit, is if you have like double B players like here and here, then maybe doing the mid-side, or sorry, the standard smoke is better. But
yeah.
I would say most of the time you
Okay,
probably want to
easy.
bias mid-side. Yeah.
So with this game as well, it's just coming to my mind now because I'm remembering what game it is.
Okay.
I think I do play I play A fast rotate like 90% of rounds.
What does that mean?
And or actually it's probably not fast rotate. It's just normal rotate. But I play towards A and on A site almost every round.
Okay.
And I think I go for I don't play mid basically. I VOD reviewed a game by, I can't remember who it was. It was either Jing or someone else. And they were just playing A side every round, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And the idea and intentions for this game is to create like consistency in my routing. So I think I stay A every round and then rotate through mid and then clear heaven every single round on B side. Like I go heaven ways. I'm pretty sure that was my intentions for the game, and that was like kind of the game plan. So yeah, I don't think we will see too much mid, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that.
So one thing I wanted to touch on that is this is a good thing to do where you play a game specific to follow a game plan to get reps on it. So what we're optimizing for here is you're playing this ranked game for improvement, not performance, right? You're not actually playing this game to win. You're playing this game to kind of learn the map. The reason why I want to...
Like I guess I'm still trying to win, but then I'm putting in the guidelines of like winning through this specific means.
Right. That is great to do, like because it gives you improvement long term, right? Where you're practicing that, like for example, let's just say you're practicing your A holds for a game. You would probably want to play A most of the games to get reps on your A hold, right? So the reason why I want to point this out is because some reps of your games are good to be used for literally putting a max effort into winning. That would mean adapting. That would mean trying to play fast rotate. That would mean trying out new things potentially. But in this case, if you're doing like one thing on repeat, then we would bucket that game into a game specific for improvement. And if you win, great. But if you lose, it's also fine because you're trying to do the performance, or sorry, the improvement thing. So yeah, that's the mindset we're going with this game. So maybe it's better to look at this VOD from that lens. How well are we executing this playbook? Because it doesn't make sense for me to critique it in the point of trying to win the game if we're playing on A site most of the game, right?
Yep, I like that. So like, yeah, how can we refine the specific play into something that's really effective?
Right. And then if something obvious comes up to see like this is where I would start adapting, I'll point it out. But it doesn't have to be the key focus on this.
Perfect. They won with themselves.
Gotta catch up on chat. Sorry, chat. I won't be reading too much, but appreciate it, Gibbon. It has been a minute. Hope you're well, man. Gibbon's an OG viewer back from the Fortnite days. If you deal with the lurker bottom mid, if you're rotating through events, you just die. Literally, you just die. Seen so many VODs of the player rotating through here, you just die. We reviewed Poppin on Silva yesterday, and one round he literally just insta-died to the guy lurking mid. The next round he waited a little bit more patiently, he darted here instead, and then he jump spotted, and then he was able to go here, take the space, kill the rotator back. So sometimes you just die, sometimes you get the value, but yeah, that pop-in review was good. Sorry, let's keep going. So early decay, yeah, we're really trying to do the A main fights. It's not popular. You're kind of treating what I get from this, and I don't know. You referenced Jing or something. I don't know if he actually does this. Just I haven't seen Jing's gameplay on this, but contesting early A main is akin to kind of like going for a quick kill and falling back, because you can't actually use aggressive smokes to hold the space. Like, it's not like A main Ascent where you can just one way and hold it, right? Like, I guess you technically could do a smoke like this and you try to hold A main, but it's not that comfortable. I wonder if this will eventually become meta, because like the smoke blocks close peek, then they're stuck in the wall, and then back peek, I guess you could pre-aim, I don't know. But what was I gonna say? Contesting A main on this map with util, not that popular. It's normally like a get one kill, fall back type of position. The more common way to play A is just spam one way on repeat, and then this is how you play A to deny the hit. I don't love it, but contesting neutral space on this map is historically terrible. Unless you have a breach, then you can breach down this line and take space, right? But it's very hard to actually contest and take neutral space on this map. Like, you don't really full take A main or full take B main or full take mid. It just doesn't really work like that, right? So as a result, Abyss is more of a sight hold / delay and fast rotate type of map, and not like a Ascent where you take the mains. So again, I haven't seen the Jing VOD that you're referencing, but this type of game plan that you're following works great on Ascent. Like, really, really good. That's what you should be doing on Ascent. Fracture's coming out, so taking A main and full holding A main, really good to do. Lotus is coming back, so taking A main, that rubble space, really good to do, because defenders can actually win neutral space and hold it. But winning A main or B main on Abyss just doesn't really exist. Like I said, it kind of can with Breach, right? Then you would full take A main space and hold this line. Like, we're talking like really unorthodox A main control here.
Yeah. Understood.
So yeah, it's not bad for you to be going for stuff like this, but I just want you to understand how this map differs from other maps, because this pattern that you're doing works really well on some maps and it won't work that much on this map.
Understood. Yep.
So we do the one way. You see our decay kind of gets wasted, right? So we kind of just yeet it. It shows a little bit of pressure, sure, but it doesn't really actually do that much for us. Now, on the note of the one way, it's still good to do, because it kind of delays and stuff like that. It's good to do. What I will say about the one way is I kind of don't. It's gonna sound weird, but I don't actually like to use the one way, because they either just use cages and smokes to get around it, and then now I have to fight this left side A main after. And then if I reposition for the sight hold, I still have to fight it. And then two, it kind of delays them if they don't do that to hitting my sight. So I almost want them to hit my sight and then just do standard smoke and then play for the sight hold.
I think I find that to be the case throughout the game. I think I end up starting to gravitate away from it, because I just found that like I just didn't enjoy the play style of the one way too much, and just the positioning and playing, like, because the only way I saw it played was top gen.
Right.
I didn't see the close angle. So I sort of thought that the top gen was the only way to play it, and maybe it was because of the height of the box. But yeah, no, I just I didn't really enjoy it too much. I didn't find too much success with it.
I will say, if you did want to play the one-way play style, so first let me kind of talk about the situation that I don't like. So I'm holding one way, they use util to go through their pass. Now I have to fight this angle and then this guy running through, and if I want to re-peek later, now this guy could be holding me, or if I go and fight this side, I can't peek deep main because they could be holding me. So that's what I'm referencing. That problem doesn't exist when you have this smoke when they come out, because now you can keep fighting, you keep fighting, you have to worry about the guy A main holding you. You also don't have to worry about the guy holding you here, right? So that's the thing I'm referencing, okay? So you can kind of play like this without that problem with the one way, and I want to show it. So let's say I'm playing one way here. Okay, this guy runs through, and now I don't want to re-peek this side, but I still want to continue fighting, but I don't want to peek into this guy holding. So what does that look like? Well, that's where the power of that mid-sight smoke we've seen before go into play. Now you can actually fight for this, and now that secondary smoke gets rid of the disadvantage of them getting through the one-way anyways, right?
Yes, I see.
So this could be a way you utilize 2 smokes for the A hold. If you didn't want to do the one-way, you hold, right? And then you reposition, you do mid-sight smoke. Now you play with this smoke, and now this is kind of your secondary smoke. This acts as your main smoke, basically, but it's a little bit different because you're holding for this. So I think that could work really well on the A-hold. But I almost feel like this smoke is just better. I can't say for certain because I do see the value in the one-way, but yeah, stuff to play around with, right? Stuff to play around with. The mid-sight smoke is really good on the layer. It's really good for the heaven drop specifically. So typically if you heaven drop, then you're kind of like looking left, right. Kind of sucks, but if you do mid-sight smoke and then do heaven drop, you just really have to look forward and then hold smoke. So it also stops the guy from far killing you. Let's keep going. I have 2 Twitch links open. I have that open too. And there we go.
Let's see my camera now. I'm set up.
There we go.
Do I hit back?
Legit.
Then I'll go trip.
Outside.
This thing's stuck on the bottom of my screen. You see that? What's going on? I hate that.
Is it? I can't see it.
Oh, you couldn't? That was just a me thing. Okay.
Legit.
Okay, we go back. Let's see. We rotate. Smoke mid. One way in the box is good.
Rotating towards B.
We cancel it. That's fine. Peek.
Come
Yeah.
in.
So this is the B smoke we're seeing here. How we are. Still have 2 Twitch links. That's weird. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's when I go full screen. But you can see how you can't smoke main and you like the main smoke, so you're intentionally going to pillar first before you smoke. So in the future, just know when you're here, just smoke mid sight, go from there. Almost always better.
Yeah, easy.
What was I gonna say too? Have we talked about the main smoke, where you want to bias it on one side? So the standard smoke looks like this, directly in the middle.
Yeah, we have spoken about it, and there's like, when I'm not in a rush and I really think about it, then I do it properly. But sometimes when I'm just like throwing it out, I haven't just got it like, you know, second nature to perfectly throw it.
Gotcha.
So
just-
yeah, you'll see a few gaps every now and then.
Just to show chat, basically what I'm talking about is the gap on the right side. So when you throw the smoke, you see how the left side here is flush with the wall. You want the right side to go off the bridge a little bit so that you can cover left side and right side, so there's less of a gap. There's a way to do it perfectly. Astra smokes are a little bit easier because they're bigger, but that's what we're talking about here.
Rainbow. Oh. I don't think I am. So there's a guardian under the
Boop, 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 boop.
Yes,
Okay, round over. Let's look at good round. What's up, Doctor Mad? We're doing good. Wait, did I just skip the fucking whole round? What just happened?
Who did that? I appreciate it.
We believe, bro.
Okay.
Nah, I
Obviously we
appreciate that.
died, but I just want to
I'm the
see.
goat.
Oh,
I know.
playing the common angles,
0
Zasko.
kills, 0 damage with this guy,
heck?
and someone gave it back to me. Whoever did that, I appreciate
I think this is the first and last
We
time I do
believe,
that.
Nah, as you should, though.
Okay, so we instinctively know this is wrong, but I do recall the time
Yeah.
we did this on Ascent Cat, where we did it with, I believe, an Outlaw, where we kind
Yes.
of took the same common angle. So just to kind of go over the simple thing here for chats, you don't want to hold common angles because then you can kind of get pre-fired. Also, the other downside of this spot is if they swing past you, because you're holding the common angle and a tight angle, then you can get wallbang through this box. So it makes sense for 2 reasons to go wider here. So you can play an off angle and not get spammed through the box if they swing past your crosshair. I will say it is risky to do if you're not playing an agent that has getaway ability. So sometimes you'll actually play the full crack, pick a shot, and then hopefully not get wallbanged. I don't like either, I'm going to be honest, which is why I don't really contest A main that much in general. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's low conversion. Instead, I like to play kind of close A main, like on this angle, take this first fight, and then I'll smoke after, and then I'll just kind of play from there. But I do like to contest A main from playing close for this angle. And then if you do smoke, you can try to go and aggress for like a crazy timing. But yeah, that's the thing here. Common angle, no bueno. Contesting A main also not really that good here, which now we play for A heaven rotate. This is great. Hopefully we break vent, which we haven't talked about it before, so we don't. Yeah, breaking vent for start would be great. Also, insta smoking like this isn't great. You want to use your smoke when they smoke. So if they smoke you, then you counter smoke. But if you early smoke like this, they're just going to wait it out, and then they're going to go, or they're just going to get the orb for free. So by smoking A main like this, you're incentivizing them to get the orb. I think we also did that same thing on Ascent, where we weren't doing the we were doing the smoke too early and they were just get the free orb.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Yep.
Wait,
I gotta
let
like
me-
note that one down because I know we spoke about it last time, but it was something that I didn't fully register.
Had a full focus point, so.
Oh, man, that shit's down.
But yeah, let's see. They dropped the smoke, so we
Better
should be
nice.
looking for the flood. Yeah, you see how? What happened here?
Wait, get mid.
Oh, man, that shit's down.
Teammate called jet mid, so you turned around, but you're not focused on the fact that they just dropped the smokes and going for the
Wait,
execute.
get mid.
So, hindsight here, if I were to ask you, it's kind of obvious, but the thing I want to point out here is priority number one is the site you're on, right? So it's actually the execute. The lurker comes secondary here because they have to break the vent. Now, it's similar, potentially, the reason why you might be thinking of doing this is on the spot on Ascent if you're playing Cat. Sometimes it makes sense to full clear Cat before you go back to help your A player. So I don't know, let's just say you're here.
That's something I do every time now.
Right, like you clear this guy before you go here. That might be one of the reasons why you're doing this is like, oh shit, you heard mids and then you look this way instead of going to play for the flood. The difference here is that it's not the same position. This would be more similar to if you're here and they're hitting A, like the smoke's just dropped, and then someone called mid, you would just instead go forward and play for the flood. That's how similar this position is here. You just go 2 steps forward, you're playing for the flood. Maybe if
Yep,
you're all the way
understood.
back here, then you would go and clear the lurker, and the vent was open. That would be a little bit more similar to that.
Better nice.
But yeah, we want to be playing. It honestly, it makes even more sense for us to go play for the flood because your jet is playing at close angle. So
Yeah.
going back to the Ascent example,
Yeah.
that would be similar to him playing Shroud. And if you were here in this tree area and you heard someone call mid and you saw them dropping A smokes, you would likely go forward and play the cross with your jet. But in this case, what we did, the equivalent of, is we just went this way and ignored our jet. Which in this example, hopefully, seems obvious not to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely does.
Yeah. So we don't hop the homie, we resmoke main. We still don't drop. Wait, we never.
Cut it out.
There's no way.
I guess they threw the
Come on,
trip
Inside.
and we didn't know that.
Better
And the sub.
nice.
Cut it out.
There's no.
No, you called out, so you knew they were out.
So I'm waiting for the smoke to drop.
Okay.
And then that was like the full intention. I think I even I called it pre-round. I said because they have Clove, I'll try play Heaven, wait for the smoke to drop, and see if I can just retake from the like or just pick people off basically from Heaven. That was kind of the plan. And then I just found that when the smoke did drop, I didn't really know what angles to prioritize first or what to be prepared for, and then I ended up dying to the Clove on top gen.
Okay, so 2 things I want to point out here. I'll actually start with the second one. If that was your plan, then I would say it makes more sense to do the mid-side smoke because you already know they're going to be out, right? So you should be isolating more angles, right? The smoke blocks off the right side, so you can focus more on the angles you need to be prepared for by doing this smoke. And like I said, you already know they're out. So that's the second thing. The first thing is the logic doesn't really make sense. So you just, let's break that down. You said if they're going to come A, you're playing against Clove, you're going to wait for the smoke, and then you're going to go for the fight. The reason why that doesn't make sense is you're literally starting in a position that's adjacent to A site. So by going for the wait for the Clove smoke to fade for this play, you might as well have just not been here and then rotated in, and then the smoke would have faded by the time you got there. Like, you might as well have just played over here
Yeah.
and then rotated in. So to put that down into a more core fundamental, you're playing as the A rotator, but then playing retake on the site you're playing on, which doesn't really add up, right? So
Yeah, I get you.
yeah. But in the future, you will be in a similar position where like, okay, you're mid, oh shit, they're hitting A, let me rotate. All that Clove smoke's gonna fade soon. Now let me just wait for the smoke to fade. Let me smoke mid site so that when the smoke fades, I actually can take the fights I want to take, right? So you will be in a similar position like this, but in terms of the pre-round plan for it, it doesn't make the most sense. Like, you should be playing for the hold because you're the A rotator, and on top of that, your jet was playing close, so you don't want to leave him out to die. Any questions?
Okay. Yeah. No. I like that. That's a very clear direction.
Tomorrow.
Inside.
Amazing.
Next round. What's up,
Big game
Pit?
plan on how we retake and reclear so that we can have some consistency. Can I get back it? Thank you.
Be the left.
One winner.
And smoke. Yep.
Good, that's off.
Okay. So how do I explain this? We are playing a very inactive playstyle right now, right? Like if I just,
I'll go to
how
the
long are we going to be A heaven? Let's just see.
Three.
Wait, one on me, one on me.
Hit through.
That's 3 mid.
One on
Where's the body? Wait, one more
We
time.
started A heaven. It's been 30 seconds into the round. We're still A heaven. Let's just see how long we end up being A heaven.
Wait, get that B work, Suffer.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Let's have a game.
Okay, so almost a full minute, we stayed in the exact same spot. Okay, so let's kind of just explore that a little bit in terms of why that's bad. So just kind of give me some reasons on why you think this playstyle is bad.
I guess it's a huge overcompensation to the initial plays that I was making not working. So I was going for the fighting the space that wasn't working, and now I've kind of overcompensated. Now I'm playing extremely passive. Being passive like that is like it's a waste of opportunity. I could have been probably pushed up vents. Had I have broken vent door instantly, I could have been pushed up mid as they were fighting and then been in a really good position to maybe pinch the mid player. Like, there's just many things that I'm missing. And yes, I do get like a simple pick on A, but the whole minute I could have just had so much more impact elsewhere.
Okay. Good. There's a lot of ways that I want to take this, but let's kind of just keep it simple.
In this particular round,
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
In this particular round, there was no one else on A site, and it was a bit of a default. So that was the main reason I didn't move, and I kind of read that. I was like, it was I can't remember, like it was like a cipher or something, and another non-duelist spotted mid, and then I think someone also spotted someone B. So my mind thought default, and then there's no one else on A, so I didn't want to give up the space per se.
Mhm.
I'm 90% sure that was the mindset,
Okay.
because it's unlike me to play that passive for no reason.
So the thought process actually is a good one. I want to highlight two things. Number one is what we did here to counter the default. The only value you get from here is you counter a contact play. So what I mean by that is if they literally walk into the site dry without using any utility, that's when you stay in heaven against a default, you get rewarded. Okay, so the other use case is if they defaulted and then they regroup A and you haven't rotated and you're still here, you would just simply get smoked off. So you being here, you don't have that much opportunity because now they're just going to contact explode, and then now you're smoked off. What are you going to do? You're probably just going to wait out the smoke, so you don't get value anyways. So 9 times out of 10, the A lurker they don't walk out because they're so afraid. Now in higher elo, they will walk out. So then that's where you get the punish, right? This guy was even fully trying to take space because he really thought that the rotator happened, like you rotated off, right? But you only get value staying for literally this only one scenario where the lurker fully walks out onto site. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And how many other scenarios could I anticipate? Smokes drop, they've regrouped and they're re-hitting.
Right. So
and
that's
I just
bad.
like I want to be on site, maybe, or the play that I'm kind of thinking about is obviously a middle ground between both ends of the spectrum. Is don't insta peek and hold a common angle, but I spot they're defaulting. Say I'm on site. Say I'm holding. Say I'm close up, ready to play the one way. I don't hear anything A main. I see the mid. I re-aggress and I like clear A main space, and then I hold that deep angle or something like that, so that when they do eventually come back to me, it's like really unexpected for me to be holding that deep angle A main.
In an ideal world, what you're saying would be good. And the game that I looked at on Poppin, he actually did that exact same thing where he mid-round aggressed and took A main space and then was able to get 2 kills on them rotating back to A. So there are worlds where that timing exists, but I will go ahead and say what you're the answer you've arrived to, it makes the most sense, but it's also not the first play that you want to be thinking about because it's such a low chance to pull it off. Like, the play that we did this game, we got value because it was literally the one use case that we can punish the enemy, them walking out onto site. The answer that you just came up with to counter that play is also a very rare situation where it would work out. We need to come up with answers that work for majority of rounds, not very niche scenarios. Now, that's not to say that having those unique solutions is bad to have, because they're really good to have, and that's where you get into the complexity and you can start outplaying like really good opponents. But we need to have the simple answer first before we can get into the complex answers. So let's kind of outline the problem. The problem, or the thing that we're trying to solve, is we don't have players A. So we are the A player, and they are defaulting, and they could be walking into A. How do we solve that problem? Solution one.
Step one, drop on site.
So step one, we can get onto site. Okay. What does getting onto site allow you to do?
Avoid being smoked off.
Okay, that's really good. So now you can avoid the smokes. Okay, so that's good. How can you play to counter the execute and counter the lurk when you're on A site?
A really good off angle.
Okay.
Just a really good off angle. Like even like left side, slightly so left side of main, like
Here
past
or
the
closer?
bridge.
Here.
Past the bridge, like right there. Maybe like off angle, so holding for the walkout. A main is what I'll go for. So something like that, a little wider, but like something around that area. I guess you're kind of, in this case, there's two approaches I could take. Number one is go for one and then wait for my team to retake in. I don't know which one's higher conversion. Or number two, play a position like this. Maybe I would hold the slightly deeper angle, and then I would reposition to this angle, and then I would reposition again more to the left. So I'd hold that first, take that fight, and then I'd go way left.
Right. Okay. We're on the right track in the sense that I like where we're coming to. So to kind of simplify this a little bit more, let's revisit. The problem we're trying to solve is they're defaulting, we're the A player. Now we can play for an off angle to kill the lurker and then potentially for them to revisit A, okay? All of that makes a lot of sense, but our answer puts us in a really far position. So what happens when they default mid and then they end up B, or they default and then they just end up B? Now we're fully playing retake, okay? So we're putting all of our eggs in this basket here, okay? So if our goal was to play anchor and to counter the lurk because the enemy team has been playing slow and your read is that they're going to end A, this is the correct play, okay? The other play that I want to consider here, they're defaulting, you don't have an A player, you just abandon A completely, and then you play for mid control, okay? So the reason why I want to bring this up is this approach to the game typically works better than to try to fight space solo on the far extremity of the map, because it allows you to centralize, it also allows you to play off your teammates, and it allows you to, I guess, have higher odds in your gun duels. Because let's say you did play close A and they ended up 5-man executing, you're completely alone, you're stranded, they're going to flash, they're going to suppress you, you might get droned out, darted, you're just going to die.
Yeah.
So the safe alternative to that, which some players do, and a lot of Sentinel players or really just any passive players fall into, is they'll play the extremity, but then they're playing super safe, so they just play the whole round like this. And now, is this necessarily bad? No. But what happens when they execute your site? You just leave. So you don't really get to play the round, and you're just playing for retake anyways. In which case, you might as well have just started mid, played for mid control, then rotated back to A. Okay, so
I like that.
I'm all over the place here, but I really want to emphasize the fact that we want to be playing in a way that is consistently good, or sorry, in a way that gets consistent value across multiple rounds. The answers that we're coming to right now are very niche solutions where you could get really good value, but it's more for those games that you understand how they're playing, you have a hard read, like maybe you know for a fact that this Reyna is lurking every single round, and he's typically alone because they always default heavy mid. Then you could take the solo fight on this guy in main, right? But yeah, I guess, does that number one even make sense? Like, what was your takeaway from that?
That it's not worth, in the bigger picture across multiple rounds and multiple games, to play these low conversion plays per se that would work highly effective in 20% of the rounds, when instead I could have a slightly less effective play like playing retake A that would work across majority of rounds, and that by insta breaking the vent door and being more centralized on the map, I can have more impact on B by being able to insta smoke, as well as being around the rest of my team. Because if we have no one A and we're playing retake A, we've probably got players mid and B, and that yeah, I'll be able to play off them, trade off them, and just help them in their fights. And then when it comes down to it, synchronizing with what we were saying earlier, since we're not the A player to start, we can integrate the, wait for the smoke to drop, retake heaven play style. Then we chuck in the retake smoke and bang, hyper effective, and just like less, I guess, gamble, because it's a gamble that they come A, B, it's a gamble that I can somehow pull off,
A miracle hold, yeah.
A miracle hold against a 5-man rush. And then it's just like, yeah, there's some realities where it works and it's cool, but we're looking for round consistency, winning as many rounds as possible.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now let's keep going.
I haven't positioned too much.
All 5, bro.
Nice vent rotate, all 5.
Okay, going up.
Go for the flank. We go for this. Slow it down.
One's heaven.
A mid-side smoke is so nice to actually get out.
Playing quick, man.
It's always tough, that angle. I feel like it's so 50-50.
I think I've died on it twice now and I just never do it again.
It's not
I'm
bad.
pretty sure.
It's definitely not bad. There's some type of tech that you can like jump up and immediately be ready to shoot with some type of crouch tech that I don't know. I don't know. There is a way to do it. I just don't know it. But this fight is 50.
I think what you did there, how you strafe onto the box instead of bouncing into the box.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like that there. If you go like that and you touch the box to the left as you're jumping up, I think it's bad. But then if you jump from it like a little bit to the right, like
yeah,
that,
like you're going out and back in.
I think.
Yeah, I guess the thing I'm referencing is there's a way to like jump, crouch, uncrouch to where you literally skip onto the thing and you're ready to shoot right away. It's like a bug, but I don't know it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just see Primi wallbang that. I saw that yesterday. He wallbangs this.
Yeah, you can wallbang the planner here.
That's so cool.
And
I'm gonna do that.
You can wallbang that off angle here as well, but it's not that great. But yeah, a lot of times where people try to plant here or here, it does get wallbanged. So that's why most of the time people plant here. But what was I gonna say? Oh, going for the flank. We got a 5-man suppress. Because if they decide not to commit after they get 5-man suppressed, then you have them.
All 5, bro.
Okay. You can just double up here. Because like if they cancel, then you want to be able to catch them on the fallback.
Yeah, going up.
Yeah,
True, yeah. And I should expect that slightly because
they got 5-man
they
suppressed.
did get 5 man's rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really have a problem with the fight. It's just a weird fight. Sometimes you win it, sometimes you lose it. So what was the cue? By the way, top gen is better as Astra, unironically, because you have your stars pre-placed. So it looks something like this. You play Astra, you play top site, you get your first kill, then you can drop smoke, suck, and then now you can insta peek. The downtime on that is it's very low. But you can play Clove top site, it's kind of harder because you get your first kill, you go smoke menu, then you smoke, they're already out. Then you have to do this smoke. It's not bad, but this position plays a little bit differently than Astra. So just keep that in mind. If you're gonna play the spot, you're gonna drop and then do mid side smoke, not main smoke. Unless you have other util delays and then they're not out yet. That's true.
Yeah.
But you probably also don't want to one way maybe. Maybe you want this fight dry.
Okay.
It's like if you do one way, they're more incentivized to flash. And now you're just flash and then you have to fall. So or this guy dashes. Like if you don't have the one way, this guy doesn't dash, he just peeks you. You get the kill.
Yeah.
I mean you get the kill anyways.
I'm anchoring to bombs inside.
Yeah. This is the more common spot I've seen where people hold the one way. Because you can see
We don't
their
have to
feet
get
as
too
well.
aggro. One's walking B, Clove.
Is this the same concept as if you're fast rotating and there is someone lurking? You're worried
I
about
got
they're
me.
fighting us
You
for you,
got
more
me.
likely to win the fight?
Wait, one.
yes.
Coming as well. There's one on all.
Yeah, we're slow on this rotate. What happened?
I got mid. You go jet.
Guess we got the kill and we paused.
Wait, one coming as well. There's one on all.
Oh wait, stay A. Side's over.
Yeah, I guess it just didn't feel like it was a rush.
Smokes here.
Never mind.
We do smoke mid site though. Smoke there.
Three out.
Alright, it's flood. Let's go.
Keep
Let's
flash
go.
that
Let's
smoke.
go.
Oh, no, man. You got flash kit?
Dude, fuck the flash. This guy's
Yeah.
fighting. They flashed us. You talking to their KO?
Yeah, I remember that. I know, it seems like it, bro.
Okay, so
Oh wait, stay
most
A,
important
side's
thing
over.
here. So I like that you're being patient, honestly, because it's like something that we don't really see out of I don't want to say you specifically, but like the type of player that is mechanics heavy, they tend to be really impatient, right? So
Yeah.
you being patient is good. What I want you to kind of consider though is you have ult, so we can speed up the pace. But number two, you just drop your smokes. Club smokes are kind of, they don't last long. So I want you to be able to retake and flood while your smokes are up. Because if you notice, by the time we actually get out here, your main smoke is about to disappear. Like it's now disappeared, which is not great. Ideally,
Yeah.
you want to make it to like here before your smoke fades, because that's what your smoke gives you protection from. So yeah, something to consider. Also, as a random thing that I think is useful is if you're going for retake B and you don't want to smoke main because they can still see you from window, I honestly think it's good to smoke off window when you're going for the retake and just taking the fights here as you're crossing. Like as weird as that sounds, just because I feel like the
I
main
don't
smoke-
actually mind those fights as well.
Yeah, so sometimes smoking window is good. Only if they play it, right? Like if you play against like a... I talked about this in the Sova thing, but sometimes you'll... Like I played against a Sova that literally just... Like they would shock dart, then they would dart, and then they would sit here with a fucking Odin staring at the heaven smoke the entire round. And I would get absolutely obliterated
yeah.
because the Odin is actually pretty good long range, surprisingly. And I actually got insta-killed once with an Ares. But if you're playing against someone that's doing that like thing where they're all the way back, it's like Icebox Belt where like they're just holding the line, but it's even better here. Then smoking window is good. But that's a complete tangent. The main thing I wanted to point out here is when you're on the retake, you just drop the smokes, speed it up. You tried to by getting the KO, but you have ult. So just fucking send it, to be honest.
Yeah.
We should win, though. Yeah, we win.
It's an opportunity to get a good advantage on the rest of the competition that won't probably adapt as hard as
Go team, go.
Full min max.
Go team, go. Retaking from heaven's also not bad.
Getting the custom
Good
game
for
will
the
min
flood.
max it so that
I have seen this smoke on the retake, so they can't peek you, and that guy like over in this area is kind of like it doesn't feel good for him, right? So this is a smoke you might consider for the retake. Another smoke that I have seen, not for the retake, but for the attack post plant. I believe this was done in VCT. Was this smoke here? So if you're on attack and you have a resmoke, I'm kind of jumping ahead of halves here, but you have a resmoke, it's coming up. You actually just throw it up here, and then now they can't come from lower. And you look here. Technically, they could W key. I forget if it was on the bridge or on this back wall, like that. Like I forget. But
yeah, I see.
that is
Nice though. It's nice. I can see it. I can see the
Yeah.
potential.
I forget which variation it was, but I did see it in VCT. And then you know what's even crazier is they were playing in VCT. They play double smokes, so it's like Omen and Astra, I believe. So the Omen would throw the smoke, and then he TP'd up here and post plant, and then he would peek off of random timing and he got a kill. So it was like, I was just mind blown because the B post plant is so uncomfortable. So I was like,
of course.
they're like figuring out ways to makeshift cover.
Innovating.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, oh my god. But that was a huge tangent. We're actually on defense, so let's keep going for defense. What's up, things?
Right in front.
Yeah, your KO is doing that playstyle I talked about. It's good. It's good. But yeah, you can see how much retake B we have to play, which kind of is what you were playing for anyways. Like we talked about at the start, you're just playing heavy A. But if we were playing to win, we would have adapted to go play B by now.
What?
Yeah.
Especially because your Cypher is A. Doesn't make sense for you to both be A. Wow. You really are turning into Primi. Because Primi does angle hold there. I peek. I always peek, but you're okay with the angle hold. This was good. I liked it. You cleared left. You went for the decay. This was good. You chased this guy. Went for the angle hold, which to me is crazy, by the way. But like I said,
I'm far away from the angle here, so it's like, you know, hold closer, take your fights one by one, and then you just hold. I don't know. This is just what felt the most natural to me. If I was gonna swing, the only swing I'd probably go for is to get close to the angle and go wide, but I didn't feel like I had enough time for that, or it doesn't look like I had enough time for that. So I'm sure that's what went through my mind.
you're missing pre-fires. That's what you're missing. So if I'm in your position here, I know this guy just dismissed here. Immediately, I just go like that. Or if I think he's a little like he could potentially dismiss and then go on the slight off angle because he's like trying to swing. Instead of angle holding, I'll just go for a quick pre-fire and then commit, right? Because like now I'm boxing him even further when I go for the pre-fire. Like let's say he's not here. If he was, he died. If he was not there, then he's in the corner. I can just pre-fire that again. All right, so I just get 2 pre-fires. It's a risk-free fight. What you're doing when you go for the angle hold, it's okay. But situations when you want to go for the angle hold is one where you can't continue to box him in. So let's say like you're here and he just dismiss around the corner. Going for the angle hold here makes sense because you can't continue scaling because he could be further back, right? But in this case, he's literally stuck in a corner. Typically when they're stuck in a corner, you just go for pre-fires. But again, stylistic choice at the end of the day. Primi might go for the angle hold here. It's just, he's the outlier in pros. Like I would say 9 out of 10 pros, at least from pro VODs I would watch, they would probably go for the pre-fire or the peek here after dismiss. It's not even important for me to bring up because you get the kill and you have the preference to hold angles similar to how Primi does. But maybe it is useful for me to bring up just in case you look at VODs in the future. They will take the situation differently, likely.
I only look at Primi VODs for mechanics. I've never looked at another player for mechanics.
I see.
I only look at Primi VODs.
I see.
So that's probably where you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will say you do see Primi peek sometimes. Like on that Cypher clip VOD you sent me, he does eventually peek into the, I believe it was the Clove on that. Like after the second or third kill. It might have been the Jet. It's like the Jet peeks, dashes back. He killed this guy, then he peeks, kills the other one. Like he does end up peeking at some point.
Yeah. He's very like controlled about it though. He's very controlled and methodical. I love it.
He is nuts. Tangent. I can always go on tangents about mechanics because there's so much that goes into it. But mid-sight smoke is good because it allows you to cross back sight. Unfortunately, it fades. But that is also another reason why to do the mid-sight smoke instead of the main smoke on a retake, just so you don't have to worry about those guys like B window and B main, like killing you on the cross. Because like if you do the main smoke, they could still sometimes see you over the gap or the window when you're crossing in the back sight. So sometimes the mid-sight smoke would be better for you to cross, especially if the bomb is planted for danger.
Open door, Cypher main.
We got to tap, bro.
No smokes.
Oh my god, no one's tapping.
Last main.
Yo, smoke spike.
We smoke bomb when you can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we lost. Okay, we won. Oh my god.
Nice.
You're so focusing on the
Sketches
fights.
round.
Okay, so
Yeah, I was only focusing on the fights there.
how do I explain this? Player here. Bomb here. Only 2 alive. If they just jiggle, jump peek the entire round, we lose. Okay, so what you needed to do is give them a reason to peek. That's what tapping is for. Okay.
Yes.
So it's instinctive for me. If I'm in the situation, tap, hold, tap, hold, tap, hold. Like I spam tap because that's the prompt for them to peek, right? On top of that, after like we should have tapped. I'll just go the exact time frame that I would think of tapping here. Tap now, right? Because they both just showed themselves. It's unlikely for them to go for another reswing because they know we're not on spike. This is where you would tap. But instead, you go wide left instead of going wide right.
Oh, bullets. Oh, no, they go wide right again.
Yeah. And because like it's obvious in hindsight that they're not going to peek, right? Because we're not on bomb. But if you did tap, then you can go wide. But you see, like, how much time was that? That was like probably like 1 to 2 seconds. Now we reload, which is not great. Because now you can't cover the planner, and you didn't smoke the planner. So then our KO died. Also notice he one-wayed the spike. So we're kind of fucked. They could have won that round if they double peeked. But get the kill. Our planner could have died there too. This guy could have killed him. Right? He actually gets really low. He took like 80 damage there. Maybe 120. We don't use the smoke. So we're playing the spike situation here really poorly. And out of all of the agents, out of all of the players on your team, your role in this clutch is the most crucial. Not only because you're the controller, but because you're the first player closest to spike.
Makes sense. It does make sense. Okay. Yeah, in 1v1 scenarios, this is something I'm comfortable with. I will play the tap. This 2v2 was it was 3v2 was a weird, unique situation that I guess I didn't link to the way I feel about 1v1 like, you know, tap situations. In those 1v1s I do play it like you say. For some reason, I guess my mind was just like 3 players alive, two enemies. I don't know. It was just a different situation in my mind. So I've got to link that. I've got to link that and just sort of play that same way.
Good. It's good. Question from chat. When retaking sites as controller, should we be smoking the mains or site smoke to make it easier to flood out? Typically, you want to do main smokes because site smokes allows them to play in it, which now your util won't clear the site. Especially if you have like a dart, you give a site smoke, they sit into it. But site smokes can be good if you need to actually get out of the choke. So it's like not a one-size-fit-all solution there. But standard is just to do the mains.
Mid.
Nice, we actually broke the vent. Look at us. Now, if you did this every single round on defense, we win.
Gotcha.
What are you gonna say though?
That yeah, it's in there, and I know it's a play. I just don't know when the best rounds to use it is.
And to be fair, like you said, you were practicing the whole A stuff anyways, so.
Yeah.
Mid.
Mid smoke, good.
Leave mid anchor.
Smoke.
So you know how you were talking about how you don't, if you were in this position, you're trying to kill the guy's shelf, you're scared he would pre-aim you. He did exactly what you should do, is you run a gun to break the door, and then you have like a different pre-aim. So like, to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about, if you're afraid of this guy here, you run a gun and kill this guy. He did it in the opposite way. He run a gun and then killed you.
Yeah. Brutal.
It's crazy. It's crazy. How does our jet not see anything?
Mid.
He smoked? Did you know that he was smoked? Because no, he took a shot here. The fuck? Okay, so I guess our jet was holding.
I just did not expect it.
Yeah, our jet's holding this line. So then I guess the enemy jet already made it through our smoke and he's here. Our jet shot, so then their jet thought he had a timing to get into the vent. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Like our jet's holding this, so we should be hyper aware of this lane in hindsight. But fuck, that's crazy. I mean,
That caught me off guard.
it is what it is. It is what it is. I wonder if after our jet shot, we should break the vent. Let's see.
Mid.
Leave mid anchor.
Smoke.
I mean, it kind of does make sense after our jet shot to break the vent so that we can get the line on this guy. But I mean, like, it is kind of weird, right? We're in a weird spot here. But
this is it's like a very unfamiliar spot. Super unfamiliar.
it is strange.
So I just didn't know.
It's strange.
Can buy someone.
Thank you. Lock in, get the
It almost feels like playing Clove on A fucking sucks, dude.
feeling low, get this low in. Yeah, it kind of feels like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because like playing A if you're a Phoenix and playing close A main is good because then you can just pop flash late swing, kill the guy getting the orb. Or Jet, you late swing with op or dash or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Not much you can do here though. This guy just jiggle us, by the way, what just happened?
Yeah, he's clearing his angles from close to the wall.
Yeah, he's contacting space like a goat. Look at him. Yeah, he's jiggling in and out. That's good. He just wide slug like that.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I'm meant to do against that. That's
Nah,
too good.
that's good.
He's full confident, just ran
I don't
across.
think I'm gonna leave it. Oh, die.
Yeah, they're not committing here. Once you spot the Cypher, that's a lurker. You just go mid and look for info here.
Say,
Not fuck A side.
China.
Oh shit, they actually committed. They walked up with the lurk?
Jet's backside.
Okay.
Alright.
I would have rotated too. I thought that was the right read. Kill that guy. Nice. Sitting in the smoke. Thumbs up.
Nice, I can ult
Relax,
this right.
relax.
Just
Wait,
like-
wait for me to come. Wait for me to
Wait
come.
for the retake.
Alright, we're gonna go bonkers onto side here.
Yeah.
Alright,
Throw your decay. We just don't use the decay. We have so much time, right? Because we just got this
Nice, I
kill.
can ult
Relax,
this right.
relax.
Cypher
Wait, wait
ult
for me
goes
to come,
up.
Wait for me to come.
You're thinking, I'm just going to go crazy with my gun. But if you threw your decay as part of the util, like pretend like you're an initiator here, you are now executing the site. So if you're thinking about it in that way, typically, what do you do on execute? You throw a util, right? So
Yep.
try to link
Yep,
those
yep,
things together. We had so much downtime here.
Alright, we're gonna go bonkers onto side here.
Imagine we threw the decay. I mean, we
Let's
probably
do
insta-die still,
That's it.
but I mean,
Oh
it would have been nice.
shit. Bad take. One more
One
backside.
backside.
And they did a good job though.
Backside.
Fighting backside.
Come on.
Smoke spike. Alright, we should win. Oh, he goes out right here. Oh, this guy actually played it well.
So fucking good, bro.
Holy shit. Well played by the
I
KO.
know if you knew this bomb smoke.
Well played, well played, well played.
Maybe not.
Very
Boys.
smart.
So talking to them.
If he was smarter, he would sit in the smoke, have a flash out, pop flash, go wide left. But that was well played
True.
anyways. In Japanese Valorant, there's something called Tai Smoke, which roughly translates to stall smoke. It's used to stall sight hits and help teammates buy time in defense. The English term for this kind of smoke. I mean, that's a good term. We don't really say that. It's just delay. It's delay. But
Okay.
no, there's not a specific smoke that we use to delay that or reference that.
me.
Everyone else was there. Other two was
Bring
kind of
it
deep and it wasn't Cypher. So yeah, they went towards there.
Oh man, I just hate to see us sit in heaven for so long
Here's bottom. Left side.
and we win. I just want you to realize how inactive we are.
Nice.
And you're not the only player that I've seen do this. Like I've coached other players in similar ranks that would do exactly the same thing you're doing. Because there's honestly not that many obvious spots to play and like rotates to play on this map on defense. It's pretty,
Mid, right? Maybe they might have
you know, whatever. But see the timing on the smoke.
Okay, mid, right? Maybe they might not.
Yeah, so you smoked after the trip. It's not bad. Again, you might want to consider smoking after they drop their smokes and actually commit to the execute. Because now you're doing what this guy in chat is talking about is high smokes, which is stalling sight hits. Which is
Yep.
kind of not what you want to be doing, especially because you have 3 here. But just in general.
Yeah, always after the bridge. I'm gonna fight this.
Now we have no, now look. Now they actually go for the execute and we don't have a smoke. This is exactly what they wanted to do, intentional or not. Up the heel, go wide.
Second heal.
Yeah. Okay, so quick thing I wanted to mention is
Out.
take a look at your Sova here. As soon as you get that kill and tuck, you see your Sova here. Reading body language, he wants to swing. So I would just pop heal and double swing. But because you went for the reload, now he takes a solo fight. He wins it. But if we were on the same page, you read that, you had awareness on where he was. Pop the heal, you double swing, easy peasy. The reason why I can point that out very...
at all.
Yep.
Yeah,
So the
always
reason why
after
it's so
the
obvious
bridge.
to me
I'm gonna fight
is
this.
because he's droning right there. Okay? So I'm prompting my fight off of this drone. My first fight's off of this drone. Okay, cool. You see that. You just looked at minimap. Great. Now you get this kill here. Okay, now the formula after you get a kill off of Sova drone is to wait for your Sova.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, something I've never even thought of. Never even thought of.
Very easy pattern, right? If you have Sky, you have Gecko, you get your kill off of their util, then you tuck, and then you guys fight together. Easy, easy peasy.
Yes. Okay. So last second heal.
Okay, round over.
Push
Round
out,
over,
push out.
round over. Okay, not round over. What
Not
the
mid,
fuck?
right,
Can
mid.
be. Can be.
Retake B.
Okay, last one.
Let's smoke
Running.
W.
Okay, we know where everyone is.
So I'm
Side man.
1.75.
Push side,
Because
push side.
Finding.
How's our
That was
angle
bad
clearing?
technique.
It kind of looks
That's
rushed,
terrible.
We
right?
know where everyone is. Side and
Yeah.
man.
Like even when you clear this corner and all of these off angles.
Push side, push
Because
side.
spawn.
I guess you didn't expect them to be there. Yeah, a
So
little bit
it's-
sloppy.
Yeah.
We've
I
seen,
could notice that straight away. It just
Yeah.
felt sloppy there. Smoking 5.
we've seen better. It's okay though. Okay, defense recap. So there's a lot we touched on and a lot we went tangents on. Let's kind of solidify the main one is try and play a play style. Try and what's the best way to word this? Maybe I'll have you word it so that we can kind of understand what your main takeaways were, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so what?
The biggest one was avoiding niche plays.
Yes,
Avoiding niche, I guess, or plays that require, like, yeah, I don't know how to explain. Yeah, niche plays, we'll call it.
okay.
That work in very niche situations and in the bigger scheme of things wouldn't actually reward us a positive round win rate.
Okay, so let's follow that up with an example.
Like holding like very far extremity plays. Holding the site on an extremity.
Okay. What was the example we had that was specific to what prompted this all in the first place?
Holding heaven. It was holding heaven.
Okay.
So like just sitting heaven, holding.
Oh. Any other takeaways?
There was the idea that we need to read. So obviously the most recent one, reading teammates' positions, initiator, like reading initiator positions, peeking off their util, and then understanding that they're going to want to re-peek after that, playing off them. I like that.
What was the solution to avoiding niche plays?
Centralizing myself, surrounding myself by teammates, and just staying as active as possible.
Okay. So what is the example? What are some examples on how you can achieve that on Abyss defense?
Insta breaking vents at the start of the round so they can't hear it, and then playing to either fast flank, fast rotate, or fight mid, basically.
Good. Any other takeaways?
To smoke, get my timings for smokes better. So especially on retakes, make sure that the smokes are doing their job, basically, and that they're not down while I'm pushing out.
Okay. What about timing for smokes when they're defaulting or executing?
Oh yeah, this is like the main one as well, is making sure that I smoke when they smoke so that there's pressure to commit and they don't wait out my smoke and then smoke.
Very important if you ever play Viper, because back when Viper meta, both teams would have Viper. So if Viper wall went up and you didn't put your Viper wall down, then they would be able to just wait till your field went down and then put their Viper wall up, and you wouldn't be able to match, right? So as a controller player, you need to understand the idea of matching your smokes against theirs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit more apparent on Viper. But okay, anything else you would like to add for defense?
No, I've got a good play to walk away with. Is there an alternative to the solution that we came up with that you can think of,
I mean,
play wise? Because
Yeah,
I'll be
so
able to.
the other common one is literally just playing in this area, which I don't love, but it is an alternative. You can jump spot, you can fight. Same thing on this side. So if you, whoops, same thing on this side. Like this is the equivalent to vent, but for B side, and then you fast rotate to B, and then you can play for the flood. Maybe you smoke heaven. And this is like, you know, you play for the B flood, for example.
Yep.
But it's the equivalent of vent for B, like I said. Yeah, this map, there's not that much depth. I think this map is terrible, but
Yeah, gotcha. The mid fight, I just don't like the long range one too much. Maybe it's because I don't do it enough, and
I mean,
I'm just not that comfortable.
it's not really
but-
a good fight for defenders to take, but like if you're feeling it, you could take it. Like I've seen Saucy take this fight on Sova. You wouldn't really expect Sova to take this fight, but you just take it. Honestly, that is something you could try to do on this map, is just disrespect mid more. I think it was Knights that I watched. I forget if it was Clove, ISO, or Reyna, whoever he was playing. It might have not even been Knights. It might have been someone else, but it was a pro VOD on this map where the way they held mid was just by fighting. Like they would just fight this guy. I mean, to be fair, they did also have a teammate here. And then they were kind of just fighting together. But like they were actively bringing the fight to this guy and making sure that they couldn't just walk up mid for free. So you could take
It
that
was
approach
what we
to mid.
discussed last time, but I think I just haven't found too much success with it.
I haven't
So that's
either.
why I was exploring other ideas.
Yeah. No,
But
I hear
that could just be a skill issue.
it definitely varies game to game. Like this might be something you do on your A game, and then on your C game you don't do it. You know. So
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that was all though for defense.
Gotcha. I don't think I had anything else to add aside from niche tangent stuff. Rice then said, "Is that always the answer? Is that contingent on being alone on A side or the weak side?" I mean, it's the answer most of the time. Like sometimes you play full extremity, right? So like on Haven, for example, if you're playing A, you're solo A, sometimes it does make sense for you to play solo A and then take the space. But then it means that if they go C, you have to massive rotate or you have to go for a flank, so it doesn't feel good. Map dependent, but generally if you're alone, it's better just to leave your space and then go and play with the teammate. Generally, you'll have slightly more success doing that. Slightly. Sometimes you have to play the spot. That's like you have to be the player that just fills the spot, but not ideal. If that's already the situation you're in, then something was already off from the start.
Let's just push out with the truth.
Holy shit, we're quick.
Let's just push out with the truth. I'm pushing out.
Okay,
Group
so
is down and I just saw the opportunity, so I went for it, no hesitation.
yeah, I don't mind it because if you see the opportunity, trip down, dart is terrible, but let's pretend dart's getting close. Like I see why you would do it.
Let's just push out with the truth.
I just don't love it because of what we talked about last time. But I see the opportunity. We did take a pause there on that peak.
Bridge.
Routing is a little bit better. Peaks were here when we slowed down was really
Push
good.
out with the truth.
Like I like that you made it out to this point and then slowed down here, especially because you knew the Reyna was there. So that's good. Just want to check if you saw a mini map on the kill.
Let's just push out with the truth. I'm pushing out.
I'm looking at your eyeballs here. Okay, so we never look at mini map off of the kill. It's kind of risky, but this
I heard it though, like, and I knew exactly where it's from, so that's why I clear it still.
okay.
So I feel
So
like I'm definitely aware of it.
let's kind of specify that a little bit more. Reyna just killed KO on right side site. So technically there's no timing for him to be here.
But there could be another player.
Okay. True. The Cypher could be here.
The Cypher's still alive.
The Cypher could be here. Okay. That is true.
Side bridge.
Nice.
Cypher's gonna be heaven.
So do we get into this spot? I know we talked about it last time. Yeah.
One's flank. Maybe push spawn.
Oh fuck,
Good,
we're getting
take CT and
flanks.
it's got to be
Back
through
in.
CT.
Nice, good kill.
Yeah, go CT. Go
Cypher
CT to
heaven.
B. Go CT to B. They've in main and everything.
Okay, so this is the right play.
Out,
With the overheal, I would just fight the
Mid and
flankers, I'm
B.
gonna be honest.
just push CT.
You're making the right play. But again, I would probably just grab the heal and fight the flank.
There's 2 in our spawn.
Yep. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
sitting
Yeah.
there, yeah.
Yeah, 2 in our spawn and Cypher was heaven.
Let's see, what do we position? 35 HP, I expect a rat spot. Maybe go danger? I don't love danger here, but this off angle is kind of nice. You play top 2, you're just holding. But it works out. Wow, this guy was... he did not expect this here at all.
No clue. Cypher.
1 danger.
Danger.
60 Cypher spawn.
Split up.
Yeah, that sucks. It's tough. I think you played the round pretty well. Not much to comment there. Round 2. The Pine defense smokers, their timing should play off to put down when smokes. Yeah, when they smoke. When you don't have the smoke. I don't understand. Let's go see this play. Smoke vent. Oh, we smoked ourselves for the flood? I haven't seen that. Does it work? Have you tried this before?
1 tower. It has a 30% win rate.
Okay, okay. It's
when
cool.
it works, man, it's like I got heaven control, I got a gun. Sometimes I catch the Cypher on cam. That's what the dream is to catch the Cypher on cam. It happens like every now and then.
Gotcha. It's a
Very
cool
low
play.
conversion. I only do it on Eco.
I hear that. I mean, I like the idea.
That's what I'm picking.
And then I'd throw the same smoke and break the door.
I see.
If I can find it.
Let's walk up. Smoke Kevin.
Good peeks. Oh shit, this guy's just in the open. What the fuck is this Cypher doing?
You smoke. Oh, actually, just walk up.
Good peek here.
Smoke Kevin.
Fuck, we didn't even think about pillar. I guess because you saw 2 left side?
Smoke. Oh, actually, just walk up.
Like, if you actually did this, like, peeking technique,
Smoke
the
Kevin.
goat pillar, you might actually get that kill. I mean, maybe not, but...
Yeah. Yeah. I would have like crash peeked into the angle if I thought about it. Jets link as well. Jets link as well. There's a lot here. Let's fight it.
Yeah, rotating the B, good awareness, call link. Holding the heavens flood, that's good. You might want to be scared of the KO flash. Just as a
Minded for
thought.
danger, someone can play main.
Okay, he
Yeah,
spawned.
1 HP. I will.
Okay, I don't love that how long we're here, but did we resmoke heaven? Oh shit, that's a terrible flash. Did we resmoke heaven? Both spawn.
Sorry, Chloe.
Nope. Kill.
Last link.
Yeah, we win. Okay. I think it's good. Like, I like that we're aware of the heaven flood. We're playing for the heaven flood. Like, we're doing our job. That's good. What I don't love is how long we're here. Now, I don't know if there's a better solution, because I don't, but like... I wonder, like... I don't know. I just don't like that we're in this one spot for so long, I guess. But there really doesn't seem to be like a better way to play it. This bomb site? Especially if you want to play for the heaven flood. It's a tough one.
The only other thing I could think of is just having like a sort of route that I would naturally push towards. Like, for example, I would just keep walking forwards, then I would get towards the box, to the left, try and jump up, go up heaven, try and get one of those angles. Like a clear link. Yeah, like as in, this is sort of my goal, is to just slowly keep fighting until I get up there and get in a better and better position. And then eventually I could be all the way up top fighting these people, and it's like really powerful.
I think it makes sense if they didn't have KO. Yeah. Maybe that's why it feels so weird to me just to be here, because technically we're kind of in the open against like a flash flood. And like maybe against a flash flood, it would be better for you to hold the flood from here, so that if they do flash, you can either dodge it and then come back out, or if you get flash, you can just tuck. I think
Yes, looking at enemy team comp definitely changes it.
if it's Reyna, then maybe being here is completely fine. Yo, bot up, thanks for the prime of the 8 months.
Keep all our guns. Let's try and all live. Let's try and... Oh.
Oh shit, this guy's the goat.
Could just get KO or Bay and then go game and get KO or B.
Oh, he has the second dart.
That's
No,
actually
it's
not
slightly
great, yeah.
different. The dart's terrible.
Wait, stop.
What is this? Go back to B moment?
Yeah, that keep end.
Yep.
Maybe cancel that A now.
Walk up B. We should
Still-
have B.
still there.
Smoke shelf, smoke heaven, jump across danger. You have sight.
Opping top mid. Opping top
Holy
mid.
shit, no.
I can hit B,
You
hit
don't even
B.
care about that shelf.
Let's speed
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
You gotta smoke now. Gotta smoke now. Jets better be given.
Okay, we should have sight. Hold the spawn flood. Good.
Cypher's
Get
rotating
into
heaven.
heaven probably.
Jets rotating as well.
You don't have to, but You have the timing to go heaven space there.
We can play back a bit, like
Yep.
Close,
Clear
close,
that
close.
guy. You didn't want to let that guy go out. That was kind of your job, I'm gonna be honest. It's like you did your
To
smokes
make sure
here.
he doesn't come out.
just speed
Yeah.
up. You gotta-
Or like to
you gotta
clear it
smoke
after
up.
your
Yeah.
smokes.
It's gotta be given.
Yeah. Here after that smoke. You probably should be like, cause you peeked the smoke here, but you didn't actually like ever clear that corner. Like I said, kind of your
Just
job.
unaware of the
Cypher's
fact that someone
rotating
could
there
be
right
there.
Jet's
Yeah.
rotating as well.
Very close at all.
Wait, we died?
This was
Did
a
I
whole-
know
We can
that?
play back a bit, like
Close, close, close.
Oh yeah, that's the pre-fire right there. Look at that. Sometimes you get
Which is
pre-fired
pretty
on the angle
insane.
hold. It is. It is.
I just never would have expected a short peak there.
It is to him, man.
I get orb and I'll run out. Hang on.
Flash feed.
Okay. Oh, one thing I want to talk to you about is on my post plants. I don't do it in this game, but I learned afterwards. Save my medal and my ult for after the bomb is planted, and I get so much more impact from it by obviously meddling bomb on tap because there's just so much pressure and it makes the spam like insanely easy. And then also stalling, taking the first fight. I die. I ult. I just keep stalling while in ult, and then
You
just
can buy a lot of
continuously
time.
applying pressure,
Yeah.
like just buying time, pressure, and like just I have like I didn't realize I had a really strong post plant kit, provided I used it correctly, and that's something that I've started to change, like to work on, and just test and experiment with, and so far I found good success.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You don't see a lot of Clove players do that, honestly, but you bring up a good point. Nice, kill the flood. There's a trip. And we didn't see it. It's okay.
Evan. Oh no.
Okay, so I saw you intentionally move your smoke here. Is that something you're aware of?
Yeah, so the idea is to one-way the rope drop and then also to give myself the ability to see in the smoke as I'm coming up the zip,
Gotcha.
provided that it's a good enough timing.
Flash feed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
That is good. Good awareness. That is some smoke tech. Some jets will ask for that smoke so that they can dash into it easier too. But yeah, that was good.
But the trip, I didn't see that.
That's all good.
Just one mid, I think I'll ping.
I don't even know how I saw it. Like I don't know how we eat. Like did he place it? I don't even know. Same eco strat? Oh my god. What the fuck? He just placed that trip
Jet one
too.
mid, I think I'll ping.
I'm telling you, the timing, the potential is there. After this round though, my teammates are
Smoke
like,
B window.
hey man, you should stop doing that. Second round it didn't work. But it works when I have a shorty. Works when I have a shorty.
Definitely seems like a shorty
Push up,
play.
push up. We can get my
Subs to Jai.
solve up.
I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but
Thanks, King.
smoke. Start ult. Up spike. Here, get dash top site. Hold right side peek.
Nice, great kill.
Heaven dead. Take
Ready,
out
going
scale. Take spawn. You don't have to. There, I would recognize that my jet is deep spawn. I might just go and double up with him.
I can't ult.
And then maybe you get that trade. Who knows? Maybe you won't be there in time. You're opting for the safer routing, playing with teammates in main. It's like okay too. This angle's really good. We have to give it up because of
My
spawn.
trip's still up.
I've molly
I'm
still.
playing for the post. It's okay. A lot of people play the post. Nice spam. You have smoke. Here, I would say probably smoke off left side. Could be right side. You do want to use your smoke to isolate angles. Okay, so a little deep, but you would do a close right smoke here to block this guy off. Because chances are they aren't going to be this far away because they have to tap, right? So smoke here. But you have the right idea. Isolate the angles with your smoke.
Eliminated.
Yeah. Wow, playing 4 main. The post plan, this map is fucking insane. So you did end up making the right play, I
Still
think.
goes.
But
still
not flying
goes,
the
yeah.
jet. Yeah.
Back in. All the jazz. Get the K. Jet mid.
Made him mad. Peace. Good luck in the comp games.
Oh, you shouldn't be enough in the line. Still jet mid.
Let's see the
Oh, wait, let
exact.
me grab Bob. That's okay.
So. One backside.
Yeah, ran it back
Ran
side.
backside.
Good awareness. Good awareness. Nice kill.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a scaling thing we'll talk about in a second.
Close, close, close.
Yeah, let's go back. Okay, so you know this guy's backside.
Still jet mid.
Oh, wait, let me grab Bob. That's okay.
Since you're scaling in this
One backside.
situation, you need to understand the
One
rule
backside.
of the scaling here,
Thank you.
right? Okay, so you just went wide left to buy time to like unpeak the angle because your teammate's wider than you. So if he peaks, then he dies while you're pulling out your util, right? That's the concept we're working with now. So then you go wider to the decay, and then you end up going full wide right side. What we could do, what we could be doing, not should be doing, what we could be doing is utilizing that same concept where we tuck, while we, like we're wide, we tuck to pull out util. You use that same concept to then tuck further so that you don't ever have to fight this guy and you can continue scaling on the other players on site. The only reason,
Gotcha, but I wanted to fight him.
yeah, the problem is when you want this fight, you're losing more and more time. You're spending more and more time, which means that the rotators are then getting closer and closer to flood.
I see. Something I haven't thought of there. As even, yeah, time on an execute.
It can be
Gotcha.
crucial, yeah. Muda rank 1? Oh shit, did he actually do it? I was a doubter, I'm not gonna lie. I was a doubter.
Oh.
But then when I actually watched Muda's VOD,
Nice kill.
for I VOD reviewed him on
Close,
Jet,
close, close.
he was actually pretty good.
120.
I've seen him play before though, and he was not
Hold
good.
it.
Round close.
But I guess he was
Maybe
playing
they
for
do.
content before. It's like Muda's actually, when he was trying, he was good. But that was the only thing I wanted to point out for that round.
Nice.
Utilizing your teammate's sightline to scale.
As inconvenient as possible.
Saw some hate thread on Twitter about win trading. It's all good, man. Guess that's the downside of trying to go for the smokes, huh? Okay, whatever. Yeah. I feel like, fuck, I got kicked out of the custom because we took so long. I feel like I've seen, I could be complete capping, but I feel like I've seen Clove players cross here and then do the smokes once they're in this corner instead of doing it here. That way you can min-max your timing a little bit more.
I feel like that was an example of why I should have my gun out to trade
Yeah.
and just make sure the fire isn't there before I drop smokes. Because there's no reason why I can't. And there is a lot of reason why I should in those situations.
And max the timing too, because like if you smoke from here and run out, it takes longer to get onto site compared to here. So, yeah. Try that, I guess, in the future games and see if that actually makes a difference. Oh shit.
My
He ulted.
god.
Like I killed 3. Hey man. Oh, yeah, we're just gonna die at a time, right?
No, I'd win.
Ah.
Door.
Oh, mid lurk. Little thing.
One's left side right now.
And take my line.
Smoke
Wait, it's
heaven.
right here, right here.
Peek.
Oh, I just got fucked.
Actually, we can cancel. It's so good.
Cancels, good call.
Cypher's setup was on being hedged as well. That just means go there.
Both mid doors are broken, by the way.
100% getting some ready A corner.
That's 3B. Run A. Hard A. Hard A. Hard A.
Your KO's
That's
brain dead,
4.
dude.
4B.
Just chat, right? Pretty sure.
Probably late lurk mid here. If you wanted to.
Smokes.
Yeah, just jet unknown.
Was the vents broken?
Yeah, which is probably a good play.
What the fuck?
Didn't work out though.
Just plant, bro.
Kinda getting spammed.
Cam on bomb.
I don't blame him.
That's bad. They can
Yeah.
spam my
think
cam.
that's
I'm
been
aware
again.
of Care Flash.
Yeah. Good kill. Fighting with the jet.
Backside.
I think it was fine. You kind of have to play on or off. You kind of played it like a hybrid, support the jet. I'm okay with it.
Last right side, right
I think the best way I can sum up our attack right now is like we're not forcing anything, which I think is a pretty good thing, especially given what we talked about last time. In the future, will this allow you to climb the Radiant? Probably not. But it's a good step to given what we talked about last week, I guess. So,
Makes sense.
I don't mind it.
Building like a foundation, and then we can figure out what plays we can force.
Yeah, because like right now, I think that's a good way to say it. Is like we're not really making plays right now. We're kind of just chilling. Like we're not going for the aggressive mid lurk. Like the only plays we've seen are on the eco rounds where you're going for this. So it's not bad though. Like I said, I'm okay with this. On defense though, we definitely want to be more active.
I think it's 7 when it comes to that.
It's like right now on attack we're not being very active, but on
Wait,
defense we
wait,
do
wait.
want to be really
Yeah,
active.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Next
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Legit one.
Good tower, good tower. Wait, dart tower.
Well, this is gonna work though.
Oh yeah, this time I wanted a dart tower.
Yeah, nice. I think a tower is nice. We're overheating a little bit, but I'm down.
Nice.
Great work.
Nice.
Great
Yeah.
work, everyone.
I would say not much to change from attack. I think we're in line with what we wanted to do for attack. I would say the main thing for this, for at least Abyss, was defense. But did you have anything else or any takeaways from attack?
Make sure I do my tower play with a shorty.
Yeah.
That's just a troll nuance, but the scaling concept is one to think about because we're thinking about timing, but then we're also thinking about role and
Okay, so flesh that out
Okay,
for me. What do you mean by timing?
making sure that I'm on site fast enough to counter the
The rotate?
rotators, like as in just to not have them on site first before we are on site, and that the faster the better. But then just to also keep in mind that, like, think about A site, we don't just keep scaling, like we sort of hold those deep angles. So it's about finding a balance between that. And maybe it's per site. Like A site, I do push out main and then hold the deep angles. B site, I continue scaling and continue thinking about, speed and making sure that I'm effectively getting onto site so that we can hold as much space as possible.
Okay, so that comes from your game plan going into the post. Like, what is your game plan on post plans, right? So if we think about ascent B site, the post plan typically is you just turtle up on B site because you have that backside space. Like, there's a lot of good angles for you. So you don't really have to force things during the execute to get into a good post plan. But if you think about, I don't know, what's a map that's like, you kind of need space to win post plant. There's that one that's obvious that comes to mind. Look at the maps. Maybe Pearl. Pearl A site, typically after you take site, you want to continue taking secret so you can win the post. Not always true, right? Because you can kind of fall back, but if you kind of stay in this front side area, you don't have space to win. So in that way, maybe Abyss B post plant, because turtling sucks, you do feel like you either have to take more space or you have to fully fall back. Whereas A site, you can kind of just like fall back to main and just win from main. I feel like that's less like the case on B, but I don't know. I guess the reason why I bring that up is like understanding how you want to scale on site is correlated to how you want to play the post plan.
And maybe having a plan is more important. And it's not that fast is better. It's fast is better if I plan to have to go fast, or I'm planning.
The plan on
It's
site,
that
yeah.
maybe scaling on site with the plan, and understanding my intentions and goals going into the round so that I'm caught off guard less and I just sort of I'm more clear and concise with my actions, more efficient.
I think that makes sense. Attack is always more, it's less individualized and more like team based because like eventually like you're making plays to go to the team. So defense, you have a lot more agency over your play, which is why I want to push the active play style a little bit more. But on attack, it's kind of hard to be active alone, unless you're fully contacting space all the time. So all that to say is like I'm okay with us not being as active for attack, but we definitely want to be active on defense.
A good example of when I should be, well, in line with what I was saying earlier, I found a lot of success holding onto my ult and decay for post plan. So if I have ult and I have the decay, a simple pre-round game plan I can say in my head is to hold deep angles and not scale up as fast, and then play for my ult and play for my DK.
Yeah, I like it.
And then that like perfectly aligns. And then if I don't, maybe it's a different, like a more, scale up fast. If it's a fast hit, it makes sense for me to play more aggressive and put my life more on the line because at the end of the day, I can smoke the side anyways. As long as I'm in tradable good positions, I can still have impact.
Right. Okay.
That's how I play my Pearl. At the moment, Pearl is like my run it down, not literally run it down, but it's like I'm
Fine.
literally playing deathmatch, where I push the team to go for fast, aggressive plays, and I'm like second in when I have ult, sometimes first in, and I'm just running through the site, clearing my angles, and just like trying to kill everyone.
That
And
is
then
what Knights does
if
really
I
well.
die, yeah,
He is. He's been playing a lot of ISO, not as much Clove, but his success rate on the entry kill is insane. Like he has like an
it's actually
opposite playstyle to Aspas pretends. Go ahead.
I realized last week that the videos and the players that I watch, when I watch them with a lot of intent, they dramatically impact my playstyle. And it's so funny that you called out the Primi angle hold. And obviously my response was that I only watch Primi for mechs.
Mm.
And then the Knights VOD was the only Pearl VOD that I've watched so far. And you're saying that I was replicating the exact same Pearl playstyle as Knights.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
I mean, that kind of relates to the whole inner game of tennis thing you're trying to achieve
Yeah.
with golf, you know? You just subconsciously pick up on like that's why I think for some people watching streams and gameplays of stream is a really good way to learn a game. Which
Oh yeah.
I use not intentionally, but like I find that like say if I want to learn League of Legends or like any game, I tend to get obsessed with that thing and then I just look at a ton of content related to that stuff. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I progress quicker than, you know, my friends or something in a game because like I end up consuming so much content to the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's pretty much all from me. I think, like I said, main thing to focus on for your Clove Abyss, but maybe just this week in general, is our defense. Did you have any questions, comments, concerns before I let you go?
No, not for any questions, but comment wise, I think game plan and intentions is something that I think I need to make a little bit more clear for myself, and also just to refine them with the notes that we have taken. So going for those high conversion sort of plays over the course of the game will, lead us as many round wins as possible, and then there's heaps to take away. So I'm actually keen.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so I guess what I'll leave you with is just remember the goal of when we play Valorant is to optimize for impact. So everything we do, all of our decision making is so that we can have the highest impact in the game, whether that be a round by round basis or game by game basis, whatever the case may be, but that's what we're optimizing for. So if you can kind of think about that as your filter for decision making, it should help. Because if you have a lot of downtime, it's probably because we aren't thinking about optimizing for impact. We're thinking about this whole other problem or thing. Like you mentioned, I'm doing this thing because they're defaulting and this, like I just fell into this. You have to ask yourself, what gives me the most impact now? Just keep going to that. It doesn't have to be like
Yes.
during the game,
Yeah.
but that's kind of the filter I use.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Looking at stuff. But yeah, I did the Clove Lotus review on Psalm today. Honestly, nothing too crazy, but it could still be useful for you to look at just to kind of prep you in preparation for the new episode coming up.
Yes. Oh, that's a whole thing. I got to figure out Fracture as well. I haven't played Fracture in a long time. Neither has
Yeah,
anyone, but
Fracture is going to be interesting, but Orb Farm Simulator, take aiming control, maybe go drop every so often, be split via arcade. I mean, the map is, there's not much depth on the map, I'm going to be honest. After a couple
That's
of
good.
patterns, you'll be fine. It's honestly like very comp dependent. Like that map, you just win a lot based on your comp because there's so many orbs. Play against a Breach Brim Killjoy. Oh my god.
yeah,
Stuff.
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. I will let you go. Maybe you can say bye to chat, and then I will also say bye after.
Easy. Well, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Take care, Dopa, as well.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Easy. Next week. Sounds good. Sounds good. Take
All right,
care.
man. You too. Peace, peace. Alrighty, chat. That was the Zasko coaching streaming segment thingamajig. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I have a lot of plans and ideas in mind to figure out what to do moving forward, like coaching multiple people on stream and doing multiple series. So I'm not just doing one stream a week, doing like maybe 2 streams a week or 3 streams a week, and it's coaching different people. So there's stuff in mind. I know I kind of talked about that before, but some other stuff have taken priority and stuff. So just know, stay tuned. Hit up the Discord if you aren't already in it for updates. And yeah, pretty much it for me. I didn't stream for New Year's, so happy New Year's. Coach your tier 2 to tier 1. I wish, man. I don't have enough. I don't think I have the credibility, number 1, but number 2, the expertise to even do that. But also going from tier 2 to tier 1 is crazy. But in terms of a player, the highest I've ever been is like tier 3, right? If you're stretching it, you maybe say tier 2.5. But yeah, that's definitely not my expertise. Is like VCT pro level play stuff. Even though I've played in it for so long, I feel like I have a better view of the game in the ranked environment than team environment, which is probably why I never made it as a pro player. But it would be nice. It's very niche though. I feel like even if something like that did work, and I was able to do it, it's a low value return. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Let's see. We could raid Jet Daddy because he's playing last day of the acts. Poor Jet Daddy. I think we'll do that. Yep, started the stream 19 minutes ago. Perfect. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Send you guys over to Jet Daddy, and I will see you guys next Tuesday for the next Zasko stream. Yeah. Peace. Be on the lookout for my next YouTube video, by the way. I should be posting on Friday. All right, peace.